Okay, hello everybody, welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. We'll bring you awesome content, tech, business, training for personal development and for your career. This is the project management professional training. So if you intend taking the project management training with us, so this is a complete description of the curriculum, what it entails, what you stand to gain, what are the contents of the training. So this training is based on the Project Management Institute. It's a body for project management. You have about two of them, Project Management Institute and the other body that have a Prince 2. So this Project Management Institute curriculum covers quite a number of areas. So we're going to look at them. If you're taking the course, this is what you're going to be getting. Okay, so who should attend this project management professional training? So if you're interested in achieving your goals, if you're interested in getting results, you can be in any particular field. You can be in construction, you can be in software, you can be in human resource, you can be in event management, you can be in typically any field. So most people perform projects, but are actually unaware that they are performing projects, right? So one of the essential professional requirements for senior project directors and managers across all industry is a PMP certification training. So you can be starting up your career, you can be at an intermediate level, you can be at a senior level. Everybody needs to attend a project management training, right? So it will help you to achieve your results, your goals, right on time, within budget, within scope, considering other team members, your environment, and other legislative or regulatory constraints. So these are some of the things we're going to be considering in this course. In this curriculum, we'll look at all of those benefits that is going to come our way. So if you want to improve self-confidence, if you want to build skill sets, if you want to build your knowledge, if you want to boost project efficiency and performance, a lot of projects are being achieved, but most of the times they're not at a very, they don't meet KPIs, so to say. So KPIs are key performance index. So what are some of the performance index that are being itemized for a particular project? For instance, if I plan to run a project management training, so some of my key performance index should be that I want to make sure I cover the complete curriculum earmarked by PMI. That is a performance index. Another key performance index can mean that I want to spend at least 35 contact hours. So I want to spend 35 hours in the training environment or remotely. That's another key performance index. Another key performance index will be that I want to do a needs assessment before the training and do a needs assessment or do a review of the training after the training, right? So the question is, when we now start that particular training project, which you can call a project is simply any human endeavor that have a start date, a finish date, and that tends to meet a particular objective, right? So if I build a house, it's a project because I intend building a particular type of house, and I intend having a start date, a finish date, and I intend using a particular budget. So if you want to be a top performer, the project management training is for you. If you also want to learn how to interact with team, improve your team and employee management, the training is for you. So in this curriculum, we're going to see how team members can learn how to create teams, form teams, how you can learn how to interact with your team to achieve your results. Now, one of the benefits of this training that it will help you to drive and implement lead challenging projects. So there are some kind of projects that are quite challenging. For instance, for us in software development, in human resource, in training consulting, there are some kind of endeavors that are quite challenging. So your mastery of project management will help you achieve those results, right? If you want to improve your career opportunities, HR executives, top managers are looking for persons that have achieved 1, 2, 3 projects, either as volunteers, their personal projects, or projects that they've done with others, right? So you taking the project management training will actually improve your career opportunities. Of course, skills to deliver projects on time, within stipulated time, is one of the things we're going to be covering in this training. Also, it will help you to cultivate leadership skills. So this training, it's aligned with the very current curriculum, which encompasses 5 process group, top knowledge areas, and look at also the 3 thematic, the 3 themes of the current curriculum. Right? Also in line with the version 6, version 7. So PMBOK is project management body of knowledge. So project management professional training is very important training for everyone and all business and career professionals that want to learn to deliver projects within scope, quality, budget, time, resources, and within the constraints of the environment. Right? So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are some of the 6 constraints of project management. For instance, if you intend carrying out a project, let's say acquisition of, let's say acquisition and installation of 100 PCs within a training facility. So that's a project. So it should have a scope. So the question is, what type of PCs do you want to purchase? What is the quality of the PCs do you want to purchase? What budget do you have? Do you want to spend per PC? And of course, for logistics and other things. What time frame, right? Do you intend to utilize when trying to complete the project? What resources, both human resources, both material resources, several, we look at the 7 M's of resources: the material, the money, the man, the machines, and the rest. So these are some of the things we're going to be looking out in this training. Okay, as a bonus, also, we're going to introduce the Microsoft Project 2016. And later on in this course, if you're also interested in learning Jira, so Jira is a cloud-based project management training, especially for agile teams. So agile is a methodology for project management. So you could comment in the comment section and let me know. I'll bring that training to you. So the syllabus we're going to be considering for this training, in module 1, we're going to be looking at the business environment, which is in domain 3, right? So we'll start from domain 3, looking at the business environment, because, for instance, if you intend setting up a gas station, or if you intend building a house, if you intend starting a postgraduate studies, in all of these projects I've atomized, environment is very key. You cannot do most of these things without considering your environment. So we're going to be looking at the project management concept, the project, and also the product life cycle. So we're going to look at that, look at the phases, look at the process groups, right? We're going to look at all the process groups. For me to achieve any project, what are the process groups that are going to be involved? And we're going to see, how do we analyze benefits? So people carry out projects, and before even starting the project, they don't look at what benefits are we going to have for carrying out projects. in the training, if you check the channel, there's a comprehensive training covering the current project management curriculum in the channel. I'll put that in the description. So if you have questions, if you have challenges, please do well to ask. And also, I'm going to be offering support mentorship to students on WhatsApp or on Telegram. So do well to fill the form, and I'll get back to you in the comment section. So benefits, for instance, if you want to carry out a project, you need to actually look at your cost benefit. You do some cost benefit analysis. You see the value, the end value that's going to be accruing to you before you even embark on the project. You're going to be seeing if you meet compliance. Then, of course, look at change management. If you want to change aspects of your project, what are those things that you need to consider? Then, of course, look at external business environment changes. So in domain 1, we look at people. Part of the job of a project manager is to form teams. In my day-to-day activities, I see myself trying to create teams. For instance, you have to achieve a particular project or a sub-project. You need to look at Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. C. Who are those that are going to be involved in helping us achieve a particular project? Are you there? So we might need to form a team. We might need to form persons that are going to start up that project. Then, of course, in creating a team, you have 2-3 persons. At times, you're going to be storming. There are going to be issues. There are going to be conflicts, right? Then, after some time, you see people norming. Things start normalizing. Then, of course, after that, you see that your team now becomes a top-performing team. And most of the times, at times, we now see that you might need to now adjourn the team because people are now going to start doing other stuff. They're going to start doing other things. They might move on in life. They might take up some other roles in their enterprise. So those are those things we are going to be looking at in the curriculum. Then in domain 3, or rather domain 2, we're going to be looking at governance structure, incremental value, methodology. We're going to look at all of the 10 knowledge areas. We're going to look at agile and hybrid methodologies. If you need to carry out a project, do you finish each stage one after the other and it's so static, or do you combine both an agile and a waterfall methodology? Project artifacts, what are those things that are going to be the resultant effects of you carrying out different stages of your project? How do you gather data? How do you analyze the data? How do you do integration? We're going to look at all of those things in the course. And of course, look at the constraints. So these are the constraints: your scope, your schedule, your cost, your resources, your quality, your procurement, and of course, your risks. Then in 5, we're going to be looking at change control, stakeholders engagement. How do you communicate? Is it formal? Is it informal? Several communication means. Then we see, how do we transfer knowledge? Then in this course, we're also going to be exploring the basic piece of MS projects. I'll give you a guide for that. Then we'll do a mock exam, give you some exam dumps. Then you should be able to ready to do some projects. Then you also do some research, some assignment. Then we're going to certify you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We'll bring you more trainings and content. Thank you very much. See you in the training.